Hey, what is up YouTube? XhiaGaming here, and welcome to the Game Lounge Podcast. If you're returning, welcome. If not, thank you for tuning in. Fighting out of the blue corner, standing 6'2", a Nintendo fanboy, I give you Brados. Can I get your opening statement, Brados?
I gotta touch the sky to the day I die.
Hey, go in, baby. Go in.
Now, fighting out of the red corner, standing 6'0", maybe, emerging from 121, Geordie boy.
It's your boy, Jordy. There you go.
Saltmaster McGee.
Saltmaster McGee, 67. Let's go.
And I'm just the ring announcer.
Yeah.
Fighting out of the no corner. The
Fighting
man,
in between
the
us.
myth, the legend, the guy who only knows how to say bye. See ya later, gaming.
That's me. That's me.
That's
But how many
nice.
teraflops does it have?
2.1.
At least 8. It has at least 8 teraflop.
Alright.
What the fuck? Can I look that up? Hold on, before we start.
It's alright, I got it in the notes.
Oh, you got a teraflop in the notes?
I did.
Yeah.
Alright.
Good.
Alright, so we're just going straight into it. We're not doing any game releases this month. We're going straight into the fucking E3 notes. This is exactly what you wanted. So we're starting off with EA.
It's in the game.
Oh man, this was Resident Sleeper, right here. This was the Resident Sleeper of Twitch chat.
Yeah.
This thing is so boring. Besides that one indie game.
Titanfall and the indie game. That's about all
Yep.
that like got people hyped. As I said in my tweet, like EA are the greatest magicians of all time. They can make millions of people fall asleep.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
It was pretty snooze fest conference, if I'm being honest. Probably the worst out of all of them.
Yeah, wasn't great. Titanfall 2 was announced though. It's got a campaign coming to PS4, and the multiplayer's got some pretty nifty features like a grappling hook and some other stuff like that. But
That's a perk.
yeah, it's true.
Yep.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah, so it's like you can either have it or you have a different perk that it's not a part of the actual movement system of the game. Like it's
Unlike the
yeah, it's something you pick.
what's
yeah.
what's the Call of Duty? How they like the last one they did? You actually have those perks and whatnot.
Yeah.
They all have perks, Brandon.
I don't fucking know. I don't play shooters.
Except
That's the only one I
like
played. All right.
3, 2, and 1. Actually, even they might have perks. I don't even know. I didn't play those.
Yeah. So that's
But yeah.
Titanfall 2.
Yeah. It looked pretty good. I liked what I saw.
And that's
Apparently, like I've just been watching some videos on it, and like according to like Drifter and stuff, like apparently the jump height and like the gravity and stuff has been changed a bit, so it doesn't feel like you can jump as high. And I'm like, oh,
that's
I missed. That was like the cool shit where you could fucking just leap yourself just real high, and I don't know, but it still looks good, so I like it. It looked good.
Next up was FIFA 17. It's the casual like sports spiel that they do every year. But it's getting a career mode with 4 different players and 4 managers. They had one of the players and managers come out on stage, and it was a really fucking awkward encounter when Jose Mourinho came out on stage. The guy was like, "I go for Arsenal," and he's like, "Cool, you're like my main rival in the soccer league." And it was just like really, really weird. Very strange.
Yeah, but like it wouldn't be E3 without something being awkward.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real. Like, there's got to be at least one awkward encounter.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially on EA or Ubisoft. They're like so
Awkward.
known for it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, not really much to say apart from, I don't know. There's like, I guess everyone had been like saying after that press conference that it was like very NBA 2K16 career mode though. It was like, it seemed very, very similar. So
Yeah.
So they're gonna make it so you can only be a black person. No, you only can be a white person now.
no, you have to play as one of the 4 players.
Then your whole family's black. Is that what it's gonna be?
Apparently. And the voicing is black as well. No choice for that either.
Oh no.
Um,
They're gonna make it gender fluid.
Next up was
They should actually do that.
a gender fluid league.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not?
Yeah. Mix the girls with the guys. It doesn't matter.
Someone has to be empowered though.
Huh?
What?
What? True. Next up was Mass Effect Andromeda. We saw a bit of behind the scenes with some gameplay snips. It's running on Frostbite. And it seems to, like, from what we saw, they didn't show much gameplay, so I thought it looked really early stages.
I think, knowing, BioWare and how long they take, they're probably, 30% done right now? 40 maybe?
I reckon a 2018 release at earliest.
Yeah. Maybe holiday 2018, I'd say.
Like, you reckon late 2018?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it definitely didn't look very progressed. Because they were still doing the that pre-rendered models and stuff like that. That's what they were showing up on stage. And it was very
basic.
Yeah, it was very bare bones, I guess.
But when they were showing the footage of when you're in the actual car and stuff, whatever the hell that's called.
Yeah, that looked cool.
But it looks good from the actual gameplay point of view that they have right now. But yeah, I'm excited for it. It's a Mass Effect game.
Yeah.
But apparently they made new races and stuff, and I don't know why you would throw out the old ones when people have such a solid grasp on them and their lore, and now they're just kind of sort of throwing that all out. There's some same ones in there, the blue race of people. I always forget what they're called, but they're in there. They had that little girl. They had that one that was smiling.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. It seems like they're definitely throwing out the old and bringing in the new, sort of, with this game.
Yeah.
Location and characters and but it should be good.
Next up was EA offered a play to give system, and from what I can guess, it's people compete in challenges, and the more challenges people complete, the more money goes to that charity, and that's what it seemed to be.
I think so.
I think that's EA just trying to be like, oh, we're not a bad guy, please be nice to us. We're just
our servers are shit, I promise.
I mean, it's a good thing though. They're all really good causes.
Yeah, they're all good charities. He for She, Code.org, Special Effects, and there are a couple of others up there, but just ones
Code 2060 something as well, another Code one.
So one's getting people involved in tech and that sort of thing, and just other charities that support different people. So yeah, I mean, it's a good cause and that sort of thing, but we'll just have to see, hopefully they're challenges that everyone can complete and lots of money gets donated to charity. And hopefully it's just a certain amount.
Hopefully it is actually a substantial amount of money though, not just oh hey, 15,000 people did it, so 15,000 will be donated to charity. It's
yeah, exactly. Because if you have a crappy community, they'd drop off real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next up was a program which EA announced, which I think is a good step for them in the right direction. It was working with indies and being, say, a publisher for these indie developers called EA Originals. And one of the programs, or one of the games that they showed off during this announcement was a game called Fee.
Yeah, you said it right.
Fee or Faye? We couldn't tell.
No, Fee!
It's Fee.
It is Fee?
Not F-E. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks really good. It's got a very Journey, Flower, Ori vibe to it. Very artsy, very cool. Very different, though, from what I was expecting. And it's the first game out of 3 in the program. What do you guys think about that?
It's cool. You're a wolf. It's cool.
I really don't know about it. It kind of looks I didn't really see too much about it. This looks like a 3D scroller, if that's what you could call it.
No, there was you actually move through.
Yeah.
It's the map.
It's pretty open.
Actual.
Yeah, I know. That's what I meant. It's like a 3D but it seems like it's based the same thing as Ori and Blind Forest.
Yeah, same sort of art style, and as well as Journey. It's open, but it's still very linear in what you have to do.
I don't know if I agree with the art style. This thing looks like the art style I'd call this is crystallized. Everything kind of looks like crystals sort of clumped together in a way. I don't know. I think it looks different enough. I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. I mean, having another Ori and the Blind Forest in a 3D world isn't the worst thing to have ever happened.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, would I rather play FIFA 17 or this? I'm going with this.
Yeah, exactly.
But like a lot of other people will say otherwise.
Yeah, you're right.
But that's a good move on EA's part, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then next, you could say is possibly the most hyped thing at their press conference was the biggest downer at their press conference. I'm going to be honest, it was Star Wars, and they showed that there will be 3 games coming, but they gave 0 details on any of them. They said,
Did you see that snippet of that third-person game though?
yeah, that one
where he was
that
walking
one
out?
screenshot.
That was the
What?
best shit ever. No, it wasn't a screenshot.
That like 5 seconds worth of.
In like Mos Eisley or whatever. Wait, was it Mos Eisley?
Yeah, I think
Where's
it
the
was.
sand place?
Yeah, it
Is
was
that
either
Mos-
Mos Eisley or Tatooine, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was done by Amy Hennig. It's an RPG game. There's
Hell
a
yeah.
third-person RPG. I think that there's an RPG, a third-person, and a new Battlefront game coming next year, which
I was
not
Alex,
surprised
be,
about.
how excited you gonna be for that one?
Not at all. As I mentioned last podcast, like Galaxy
Get on the
Turmoil is the
$50
one.
DLC. $50 DLC.
I mean, the Amy Hennig one, I'm actually pretty hyped for.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
Amy
excited
Hennig's
about
Amy
that.
Hennig's a good writer, and she used to work at Naughty Dog. I'm just hoping that she's got a good team of game developers that can make a decent game. Because I mean,
Visceral's making one of them.
Mhm.
Is that the one she's with? I don't think she's with the Visceral one. What one?
Yeah,
is
no,
she
she's with Visceral.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, she's with
I don't know.
Visceral. There's a BioWare one, and there's Dice.
Oh. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And I said one of them will have VR support. It turned out to be Battlefront that will have an X-wing mission which can be played in VR.
It looked pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. When they
Mm.
showed like them flying around the X-wings, that'd be pretty crazy in VR.
Yep.
But it's a mission.
Yeah.
So
one
it's
mission.
It's over in like 30 minutes probably.
Yeah, 30 minutes max. And it's
Yeah.
like... But yeah, the Amy Hennig one I'm hyped for, but as I said, we didn't see many details from any of those games, so... You know, it was almost like that trailer they showed when they first got... when EA first acquired the rights to Star Wars, and it was just very bare bones, and it was just like, hey, we're so excited to have the rights. It's like, this is what we want to do. It seemed like that again.
But we won't do it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I don't mind EA owning this, like having the Star Wars license right now, because like LucasArts did make some good Star Wars games, but holy fuck, they made some terrible Star Wars
yeah,
games.
and they killed
Like-
it so bad, like towards the end.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel EA will have a better track record with Star Wars games than even LucasArts did, even
Yeah.
though they made some of the best like Star Wars games. But I think in general, overall, EA is probably going to do better with it than they could have ever done with it. But
Yeah. And finally for EA, we were shown Battlefield 1. It looks pretty true to form of World War 1 from what you can expect, and it looks pretty good. And it's got 64-player multiplayer. And they showed
been
some
watching-
celebrities playing the game.
I've watched a lot of it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the gameplay, and it looked really good. It's like I played Battlefield 1942,
Mm-hmm.
so
That was
like,
a good game.
yeah, that was the first one that ever came out, and like I played that. Like I was super young, I was like 8 or something, but it was like such an experience to hop in a vehicle
Yeah.
and then hop out of a vehicle. That was crazy, and then like. And this actually, like, just watching it kind of gives me just, like, memories of, like, old 1942 days. Just, you know, like, the sweet fucking weapons. But now it just looks like the Star Wars game if it was in World War One, because they're using that photo... What is it called? Like, photographic... I forget what it's called, but it's, like, an actual... They're just basically using it in, like, all their games now. And it's, like, apparently a much better technique for creating, like, graphic fidelity and stuff.
Yep.
So it makes the development process much faster, which is interesting.
Oh, like the photographic rendering sort of thing.
Yeah, like that really crazy, like, what made Battlefront look so good,
Mm-hmm.
they also use for this, and this game looks really good, and, I mean, there was only a few weapons that obviously have been shown, but apparently there might be, like, 71 or 2 base weapons on launch.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's eight.
That's a lot of
Yeah, I
weapons.
mean, well, some have variants as well, so you gotta
Balancing.
But like,
It's balanced.
I mean, it makes sense though that there are variants because like in World War One, you weren't gonna pull like if a scope came on a weapon, it was on the weapon, like
Yeah.
it was gonna be on there. So, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, so that was it for E3's press conference, EA's press conference. It was pretty.
Woo! E3's press
E3
conference.
is over, baby. It's
Let's
over.
go.
Have a good
It's
night.
over.
See you later.
Yeah, see you later, guys. Good podcast.
Yeah, next up was Bethesda. They opened with Quake Champions.
Yep.
An arena. So it's just like classic Quake, I think.
But apparently, it's got powers though.
Powers.
But for different it's gonna be kind of like all these arena games are coming like MOBAs. Like everything's got to have a power or something. Yeah. Apparently, each of like there's gonna be like I guess different types of the champions in it, and they're gonna have just different powers as well. Like it's mostly gonna be about like normal Quake stuff, but then like maybe a guy has like a freeze bolt or something, and like he can shoot it, and then he'll freeze them, and then he can go back to just shooting, and you can only use them every now and then, I guess. And yeah, that's the best. I think that's what they were saying, and that's the best I can explain it.
Yep.
But yeah.
Next up was Elder Scrolls Legends, a card game with single player and multiplayer, coming to PC,
Give it to
tablet,
Smooth and
and
massive,
mobile.
Give it to me.
but it has a massive single player campaign.
And also, there's 2 lanes, so I don't get bored. So basically, how it works is there's 2 lanes. There's your left and your right lane, and you can attack like through them, basically. So if they have like a really weak right side, and you want to like crush it, and then just go through like that side, you can win through like that lane, and then you can just hold off like you can use spells and stuff in like your left hand lane just to like keep that like clear if you want, and just like win through right. And like I don't know, it's a more interesting card game in my opinion because like I don't know, there's more.
I played a bit of it in I played a bit of it, but I wasn't a fan. Like when it was in the games.
Huh?
Like, oh, I'll tell you later. No, don't worry.
Are you thinking of Gwent?
Yeah, I was thinking of Gwen. So it was like,
No,
yeah, but what? Look, why would you bring out more card games? Like, what the fuck?
That's what I said.
dude, RuneScape brought out a card game. Bring them all
Hey,
out.
hey.
Bring them all
RuneScape's
out.
good.
Yeah, RuneScape's pretty good actually.
Yeah, bring a card game. I don't know.
Valley Massacre, never forget.
Dude, I imagine like, I mean, sure, there's probably people that don't play Hearthstone, and maybe there is an actual market for Bethesda fans that would like to play a Bethesda card game. So here it is, you know. So here's whatever. I'll play it probably. So yeah.
And another one of the predictions we got right was
This
Skyrim
guy.
Special Edition. That was Geordie's good pick. That was a good
Hell
pick.
I knew
It's
that.
coming to PC, which is a waste, I reckon. Xbox
Yep.
One and PS4, and it's coming in October. It got a huge graphical update, looks really good, and mods are coming to console.
Ugh, can we?
Yeah.
We should honestly really talk about this in a different podcast, but to all you asshats out on the Xbox that are fucking stealing mods, claiming them as your own and putting like donation buttons for you, you're a fucking asshole. Like, alright, so right now there's been this massive thing where in Fallout 4, Xbox users have been stealing PC like mods and then uploading them on BethesdaNet and then claiming the credit for them and like leaving like donation links and stuff. And it's ridiculous. And like they're just like they just keep doing it too. So like the guys that have been working like super hard on these mods, like hundreds and hundreds of hours to just have them stolen. And the Xbox community is basically like, oh well, why don't you put them on the thing then? Like you're just trying to stop us from getting mods, so we're gonna steal them in an act of courage because you're getting us down, man. You're just trying to be a dick. And it's like, fuck off. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, you did no work at all, and you're literally stealing other people's work that they've done, like, hundreds and tens of hours on, and you're claiming all the credit for it. and you're an asshole. So that's my opinion on the situation. So if the same thing happens for Skyrim, which it probably will, good luck, Bethesda, because right now they are in a lot of shit right now with like modders are basically taking all their mods off the Nexus, and then they have to file DMCAs to ZeniMax to get people to actually get the mods taken down.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is right now. And like, I can honestly just seeing the mod community just going away. Like, this is how you kill a community, by like allowing a platform, which is now BethesdaNet, or what was it? One of the DD Productions said it was like AIDSnet or something, because it's just basically just stolen content at this point if it's on the Xbox. Like, most of it is stolen, and it's just not a good time. So I hope for Skyrim they'll actually have figured it out by then, but probably not. So anyway, that's my
disappointing.
Yeah, well,
Stuff's being stolen. Yeah. I don't know how they'll combat that, but it needs to be addressed and it needs to be fixed.
oh, absolutely. Like, people have already made money from just stealing other people's stuff because people on the consoles, because there's a bigger audience, right? Like, there's more console users than PC users, like, on an average basis for like whatever. So the traffic's more on there, and so the donations have been more than what those probably modders have actually made.
Yeah.
And then this is my favorite part. If the mod breaks the console save, then they say, "Oh, go blame the original mod creator." They don't even blame the person who uploaded it. They go and blame the original mod creator in the first place. And I'm like, holy shit, you clowns! You're all clowns. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
big red noses.
Oh my
face
lord.
paint and big shoes.
And just all right. I understand that, you know, not everyone on the console does this, but if you're an asshat that thinks it's fine to like steal content, and then, you know, you're fine with downloading stolen content, then you're not a nice person. Just saying.
You wouldn't steal a car.
You wouldn't download a car.
Well, if I could download a car, I'll download a car.
I'll tell you what.
And you're the problem with the community.
It's a different when it's a car.
Yeah. All right, Rando, let's just move on.
Next up was the Fallout 4 DLC. They announced 2 new DLC coming soon, Contraptions, and it's got some like theme park, mousetrap elements to it. So it's got like elevators, armor packs, weapon racks, track kits, sorting machines, conveyor belts, etc. And then we've got Vault Tech, which lets you build your own vault, experiment on dwellers, and looks like Fallout Shelter in 3D.
Yeah, I told you it looked like that, Jody.
Yeah.
It's basically you are like
it
the
is.
ruler of the vault.
And you can do the side view too, so you can see the whole vault.
Alright, I have a problem with these DLCs. I'm just
Yep.
gonna go ahead and say it. Fuck, they look terrible. Alright, let me be honest here, right? So Vault Tech, the one where you build your own vault. Alright, that's already a mod.
Yeah.
That already exists. There's a really in-depth vault building mod. I mean, you can't experiment on dwellers, but like, I'm sure you could add that. Like, but, and then the Contraptions one. Okay, so there's also mods for those too. Like, I've already used elevator mods and armor racks and stuff, and like sorting machines and conveyor belts. I think they also exist already. So
yeah, but not everyone knows about modding and knows how to mod. So this just makes it easier for them in a way, Jordy. You have to think about that. Like, I have never used a mod on Fallout.
But it already exists.
Like, yeah, because this is just a
people don't
paid
know how to
mod,
do that.
essentially.
Yeah, but don't forget, there's a lot of idiots out there who have no clue how to do that stuff or know that stuff exists.
Like,
It's just a button. You just click a button, you hit a tick, and it's in.
You're asking too much for people.
especially younger people who don't like. Jacob helped me with adding mods for a couple of games, and it's like some of them have a complex system. It's like,
I mean, I guess you're right. Like, I am looking at it through rose glasses, but it's because like this is like the, but like to me, right? Like a hardcore Fallout fan, right? We got 2 pieces of Settler DLC, right? Then we had the big like well, fuck, what was it called? Jesus Christ, I haven't played it yet, so that's why I haven't. I don't. Far Harbor, right?
Yeah.
Then we're getting
Yeah.
2 more Settler DLCs, and then we're getting Nuka World, which is
Yep.
like the next gigantic expansion, which is actually like meant to sort of fix a lot of the issues with Fallout 4. Like apparently in that DLC, according to Todd Howard, you can now be evil in it.
Yep.
So like you could be the dick, which is good that they're bringing sort of things like that. So that's apparently going to be like the next biggest one. It's going to be, and then that's the final DLC. My problem with this is, in both Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, they both had 4 like substantial sized DLCs, right? Like hours upon hours of hours and hours and hours of just good, mostly DLC. In this, we got settlement shit, and then we got 2 pieces of DLC.
Yeah.
That is basically anything that I would care about. And I'd rather swap the 4 little things for 2 more decently sized things.
And
You know what I
that's
mean?
What Hugh was mad about as well.
And like, all these things that they're adding could have just been done in a free update, if I'm being honest.
Mm.
Like, these things honestly could have been put in a free update.
But Jordy,
Like,
money.
Yeah.
yeah, but it's
But
not.
money.
Like, I probably won't even buy these little
Yeah, but
DLCs.
there'll still be 1,000 people who will.
Yeah, but like in
And the people
Skyrim,
who
right?
bought the season pass as well.
In Skyrim, they added like things like mounted horse combat and stuff. You could have sold that as a DLC, but they didn't. Like, it's I don't know. I just wish they kept the formula of having 4 moderately sized, large sized DLCs, but they didn't, and I'm kind of disappointed.
They're spicing up their life, you know?
So I really hope Nuka World and when I get to it, Far Harbor are going to be really, 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 really good. Because otherwise, I'm going to be actually really disappointed. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. And now for everyone's favorite mobile game of last year with 50 million players.
No. Favorite mobile game for 1 month.
For one month. It's anyway, like the mobile version of Fallout Shelter is getting a huge update with some quests, new locations, some familiar, new enemies, new combat system, and new characters. And it's coming to PC July 2016.
Oh, get on it. I'm back in. It's on PC. I'm back
Right, I'm still playing it on my mobile.
Yeah, I
Jordy,
play a little bit.
I had too many problems. My screen's cracked. I couldn't handle it anymore.
I play
Yeah, you
play from time to time. But just like, 50 million players, that's pretty...
It's pretty good.
That's-
They would have
that's a
made
good-
a fair bit of money off that, of all like.
Oh, they would have made fucking boatloads. Are you kidding me?
Here comes the money.
money talks.
Here, dude,
Open
so-
lunch boxes, boys.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Give me lunchies.
Just the amount of fucking videos of people just opening lunch boxes. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
And now they're gonna make even more lunchbox opening videos because now it's on PC.
Oh God, wake me up.
Mm-mm-mm.
I mean, from the actual trailer, it actually looked like the quests were actually like pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it looked cool.
Like, yeah, it looked like actually really decent.
Like,
but-
in all honesty, I'm gonna probably play it on PC because it has all this.
Yeah.
Mm.
I wonder
Like,
if you could move your save file, I'd be so down.
yeah,
Ooh,
same.
whatever.
Because I actually had like a heap of shit, but then like
Yeah, so did I.
after the first update where they made all the new shit, I went back in and I just got attacked like 30 times in a row. I just gave up.
Yeah, I get attacked a lot as well. It's just like
I mean,
you finally
all
get
my
enough
followers-
resources to do something, and then you've
All
lost
my
them
followers have weapons with like plus 12 damage
I
or
had
more,
that as well. Yeah.
so they just shred whatever comes through the door.
Mm. I
Because
just
it's
hate
just
the
a
death
gap.
claws, man.
Yeah, no, death claws are fine. I shred through them.
Okay.
Yeah. Next up was Prey. That was the one with Morgan.
Reboot.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked interesting.
so
Space
this is
horror.
I
where
liked it.
the Prey franchise went to Arcane Studios.
Hmm.
Like I'm not a fan of horror games, but I think like the story, from what I've seen, actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah. I want to know what the business is with his eye just going red though.
Yeah.
Well,
Looks freaky as
creepy.
fuck.
wasn't he just keep going like it was like they're doing like the old Groundhog Day thing in the trailer,
Yeah.
and I'm guessing each day he goes back, maybe like something happens to his body or eye or no. Oh,
Mm.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, it looked like it was a good trailer.
Yeah, it was cool.
Very few details known on that as well, so I guess
Yeah.
we'll find out more later on. Next up, they mentioned Doom briefly and said for the next week, the first level of Doom will be free. I'm guessing that's because of poor sales numbers. Like, that's the only reason I could say that they're
Sold
doing
really
that.
well.
Oh, did it?
What? Yeah, Doom sold incredibly well,
Then
and it's like, no, they just did it because they want people to play Doom because they think it's really good.
More people to buy it, Alex.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And then as well for Doom, they also announced like the DLC for
Yeah, I
maps
saw that,
and
yeah.
stuff coming. And then later down the track, I think they said there was going to be the story DLC more.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
that's pretty cool.
Pretty good.
That's
Pretty good.
And now, Braden's favorite game.
No, it's mine. You
Geordie?
fool.
Okay.
I play ESO.
Yeah, he plays ESO.
Oh, wait, you actually play?
He actually plays it.
Plays it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought this
I
was a
just backed up
full-on
the
troll
community
joke.
when no one played it.
7 million players online. They showed off the Dark Brotherhood DLC. One Tamriel DLC has been announced, and the game is being launched in Japan so
Yeah.
that more people can play.
So basically, what the one Tamriel DLC is, there in the game there was zones that were like level restricted in a way. So if you went there, you were just gonna get like one shot.
Yeah.
But now
It's open
Like
to
the-
everyone.
the entire world scales to you.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm.
So you can go anywhere you want to any factions you want. So if your friend is in a different faction, the problem with MMOs is if your friend joins a different faction, you're not gonna see him until you're like battling in the middle of the map.
Yeah.
So now you can actually go to like the other factions' places and do quests with them,
That's
like straight away.
I know about this. I know, because that's the whole part of like MMOs. It's like you choose this
the
faction, you play with that faction. You know.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, look, man. I don't know.
Hey,
to
I've
make
been
the own
playing
rules.
MMOs for about 10 years. I think I know.
Yeah.
Fuck the Alliance.
Horde for life.
You know it. I have been a Horde for life. And then my friends tried to make me play Alliance, and I couldn't do it. I made them all become Horde people.
I'm excited to go onto the Japan server though. And
Yeah.
just all chat kawaii.
They'll all
So
hit level-
that'll be
they'll-
fun. That'll be fun.
They'll all hit max level in like a day.
Yeah, you right. They would beat all of the bosses and raid bosses just the most efficiently thing as possible. No one takes a tick of damage.
Wow.
Yep.
Be great.
Next up, Bethesda VR. Fallout 4 is coming to the HTC Vive in 2017.
cool.
But they didn't mention anything about the Oculus or PlayStation 4 VR, which I thought was very interesting.
Probably not powerful enough.
Yeah, I reckon?
Well, definitely not for the PlayStation 4 one. Oculus. I mean, the general consensus right now is the Vive is killing the Oculus,
Yeah,
right?
Vive is definitely the preferred.
I mean,
VR
and
system.
you're also in a game like Fallout that's open world. I feel I'd want to be like standing and moving around,
Mm.
if that makes sense. Like, because with the controllers and stuff, I feel I'd want to be moving around for that. I don't think I'd want to be sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can understand why
Okay.
it's on the Vive and not Oculus and PlayStation.
Yep. Fair enough.
Because you'd get so motion sick, especially if you're playing in third person.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, yeah, you definitely want to have movement. So,
Yeah.
I get it.
And now, another game that you
Woo!
two really enjoyed, Dishonored 2.
Hell yeah.
So it's set 15 years after the first game. It showed off some more gameplay. Emily has some sweet powers. Corvos will be mostly the same. Braden and Geordie, what are your thoughts?
I think the world looks really cool.
Hell yeah, it does. It looks so good. It's like, so apparently, the start of the game, you're in Dunwall.
Mm-hmm.
Then the middle of the game, you're actually in the new zone, and then you end the game back in Dunwall. So you're gonna get that Dunwall, nostalgia if you really liked Dunwall, which I did. I thought it was a really cool place as well. But then this new place, it just looks like so much brighter and more like, what's the word? like just dynamic,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. Like it's just much more variety, and like they actually have like dynamic weather in it now. So like there's sandstorms and stuff if you're like up in like the like mountainy like sandy areas. If you watch the gameplay demo,
And you
know
need
what
to like, and you should try and work with the weather and like adjust to it and whatnot. And like, if you're gonna fight in the weather, it will help you in certain ways and whatnot.
Yeah, and just different ways to like play, and like they showed Emily's sweet new powers, like her
Ring.
domino ability. That was
Mhm.
fucking so cool. So basically, Emily links people together, and then what happens to one happens to all of them. So say if you like in the demo, what had happened was she linked all the guards except the guy she was after, and then threw a stun mine, and then like made it like turned off the projector that was like in the room. The guy comes to check the projector, gets stunned by the stun mine, and then they all just fall over stunned. Then she goes up to the guy in her like this thing called like shadow crawl, which kind of reminds me a lot of the darkness, like kind of like that.
Which
And then
goes between two worlds.
No, where she has like the fucking like just shadows. It just kind of like reminds me of like that, but it's just herself. And then she just picks up the guy and just fucking slits his throat, and then just drops him on the ground. It was fucking crazy, but yeah, I can't. I mean, they haven't showed any Corvo gameplay yet, so like I think his abilities will mostly be the same. But they said that the customization this time for abilities is really tailored to how you want. So if you want to play Corvo like passive, you can. There's like almost like different rune effects like on abilities. So say we'll just use Blink as an example, right? So I'm not saying this is an ability, but I'll use this as an example. So say you had if you were going through a complete like I'm gonna murder everyone run. Say on your Blink, it would like give you like I don't know an extra damage buff when you come out of Blink. Or like a different rune could be when you come out of Blink, so like when you've zipped somewhere, it turns you invisible for like 5 seconds. Like things like that. So like you could tailor to what your game style is going to be for either character.
Yep.
But I think Dishonored 2 I'm going to play as Emily first, and then I'm going to play Corvo because I really like Emily's abilities from what I've seen so far. So
Nice. Braden, what about you? Who are you going to play as?
Probably Emily.
Emily? Nice.
I mean, I'll play Corvo after, but
Yeah.
I want to play. I feel like Emily is going to progress the story for me better, like from the first one. Like, I mean, like they'll both be good, I think, but I want to play as Emily and see.
My only problem is I'm shit at stealth.
Yeah.
I'm bad at stealth stuff.
I love stealth. See what you're gonna kill. I'm doing my first run will be a pacifist run, so I'm not gonna touch anyone.
Ooh.
No, I even tried to play a rogue. I don't remember what game. No, it was Dragon Age Inquisition. I played a rogue, and that was a mistake. I ain't a rogue.
Hell yeah.
I played it like I was playing a warrior.
Very good. Next up was, it wasn't actually announced at the press conference, but it was confirmed in an interview by Todd Howard, that Elder Scrolls 6 is indeed in development. So that was another confirmed from our predictions.
But he did say, it was funny because he said it was a really long time off. Now, I'm not sure if a really long time off means a year or if it's going to mean 2 years, because by the sounds of it, they have very ambitious goals, like the way he sort of framed it. So I think it may honestly be 2 years before we see the next Elder Scrolls game come out. So 2018.
You reckon 2 years
think
before
2018.
it comes out, or 2 years before they announce it?
I think they'll announce it next year, but I think it'll come out 2018.
Okay.
I agree.
That's because that would have been 7 years?
That's 7 years of development. Yeah.
Fair enough. That's a decent dev cycle.
Yeah, it's pretty. That's like Rockstar dev cycle.
Yeah. So that's it for Bethesda. Next up is Xbox Microsoft. They opened the show with the Xbox One Slim.
The Xbox, yep.
The new Xbox.
Yep. Yeah, the Xbox.
And it's called the Xbox One S. It launches in August for $300 US. But I'm going to bring it up now. It's that they at the end of the show they announced Project Scorpio.
Yep.
Now,
the
Project
4K.
Scorpio, yeah, is a 4K edition of the next Xbox, which is coming, I believe, next
Next year.
Now,
Next year.
yeah, so I was kind of conflicted with this for if I was going to buy an Xbox, of people who go, well, why buy this new Xbox Slim when they've got another one coming out in just over a year's time?
Because Xbox
Yeah.
fanboys buy every Xbox.
Yeah.
I mean, because, like, I guess if you want to play the Xbox exclusives that are coming out now or next year, and you don't want to wait.
Yeah, because the only thing that I could see about the Scorpio is that it's a lot more powerful. Now, one of the words you would have heard in the press conference was teraflops. It has, and they kept mentioning it, 6 teraflops of power. Now, all it is teraflops, tera means 1,000, now flops, it's like floppos, but it's floating point operations per second. Now this is just how many operations the console can do per second, and how much can be rendered on the screen at one time. And I was reading this in an article. It says that an NVIDIA GTX 1080 can perform about 8.9 teraflops.
Oh,
so
it's still
it's
not
great. It's still pretty low, but I just thought I'd add that in there because I was very confused when I heard that. I was like, I had no idea what a teraflop is. Neither did Geordie, so we both kind of were like,
we just giggled.
Yeah, because
like
they kept like, I think 3 or 4 people said it in that little
the developer montage.
Yeah, in the
like, man, with this many teraflops, and we just kept laughing.
Yeah, like having no idea what it is, but yeah, if it was me and I was looking to buy an Xbox, I'd kind of wait until Scorpio. Just depending on price point, because they haven't announced anything about pricing for Scorpio, but $300 US.
It's $300 for this one. That's actually better in the. I think it'll be $600.
You reckon it's the
US
price of a brand new console, like when it first launched?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be $600 US when the Scorpio comes out.
I'm
So
gonna
looking
say
like
550. I'm gonna say 550.
850, no.
Here.
No.
Oh, here.
Oh, here, like 1,000.
Yeah.
What? You got to double it, remember? Like
Yeah.
this Xbox S will be 600 here. You basically double whatever their cost is there.
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna say, it'll be 500 here. 520. 520. I'll say 520.
No, 600.
It's gonna be a round number.
No.
It's
We'll be laughing in a couple
Wait,
of. We'll
zero's
be
a
laughing in
round number.
August when it comes out at $520.
$524.50.
0.50 cents?
Mhm.
Okay.
Nice.
Write that one down.
I am.
I'm writing it down.
Is this Price is Right? Closest to the nearest dollar.
Yep. Gets an Xbox.
Next up was in their announcements was Gears of War 4, which showed Horde mode making a return. The guns and gameplay look pretty cool. It's got a co-op campaign, and it's got a special version of the Elite controller, just a skinned version of the Elite controller coming out. So yeah, that was Gears of War announcement. Geordie, what did you think of it? I thought it looked really cool.
I thought it looked like a Gears of War game.
Yeah.
I mean, Gears is cool. I'm excited that Gears 4 is actually going to be on PC, though, because they did that thing, the entire show, they were like, Xbox One and Windows 10 exclusive. And that was basically, like, every single game said that was, like, shown. So, I mean, it's cool Gears is coming back to PC.
Yeah.
So, and, like,
there'll
Horde
be a lot of
mode,
people.
I played with my friend on his Xbox, and, like, that was really cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that's something they announced later in the show, was that you can play people, if you're on PC, you can verse them on Xbox.
Yeah.
So that's
the
really
crossplay.
Yeah.
Is a big deal now. So, yeah.
So I really like that idea of like the whole crossplay between games and yeah, very cool. Brayden, what did you think of Gears of War?
I'm not a big fan of Gears of War. Like, the whole, like, I've never played any Gears of War games, so I never really looked into it.
I don't think you really like Gears of War.
Bit
Anyway.
too much, like third person.
I think it'd be too cover-based shootery for you.
Yeah, like, I seriously, I just don't get into shooters often.
Next up, they just announced some quick DLC for Killer Instinct with General Ram as a new playable character, and they showed off his abilities a bit.
For those who don't play Gears, it's a Gears of War general.
Yeah.
Horde, man.
Yeah, so that was kind of simple. I guess it just promoted both of the games. Yeah, simple little tie-in. Next up was Sea of Thieves, with 4v4v4 gameplay being shown. And the only thing I could think when watching this was that it might suffer the same fate as Evolved. Or Evolve, sorry.
Jordy, will you be on my pirate ship?
I'll be on your pirate ship.
Will you let me be your captain?
Oh, that's debatable.
Alex,
only if you let me go really high up on the top of the ship. Then
you can be
the crow's
lookout.
nest.
Hell yeah. Give me a wait, it's pirates. So I was gonna say, give me a sniper.
Give me a blunderbuss.
Oh god, that's gonna get jacked.
That
So,
long-range
sister,
blunderbuss.
We're all gonna get this game, and we're all gonna be on the same ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, there's more to this game than just. See, people like the guys from Kind of Funny Games said it was gonna sort of looks like it might suffer the same fate as Evolve. I think there's more to the game than just ship battles. Like, I feel it's gonna be kind of like one of those games where you can like do whatever you want. So if you want to be smugglers, you can smuggle. If you want to be like a vendor, then you can be a vendor. It's gonna kind of be like Pirates' version of Star Citizen.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see. I mean, it might suffer the same fate of Evolve, where people are like, wow, this is really cool, for like a month, and then it dies.
Yeah, because that's why they were like, oh, then you have to get like this X amount of people to hop on and play.
But then, I don't think that's true.
Mm.
Like, I just don't know. Like, I feel... I mean, it might turn out to be one of those things where just like this community is made around it, right? Where this really dedicated community really likes the game, and then they stay there. So then there's like just a constant like 1,000 people, and that's still for this game.
Good.
I think that'd still be like good for it. Like,
Yeah.
I can see probably a lot of people really loving it. So
I'll definitely get it.
It's got that very like easy to play feel. Look
yeah,
to
it looks like, and like from the art style and stuff, kids will love that shit.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Next up was Scalebound. This is the one Geordie had been looking forward to with the kid with the Beats by Dre's.
hell yeah.
Yeah,
takes
that
on
looks
dragons.
so boring.
The fight.
The what?
Yeah, it looks so bland.
That's
I'm
what
sorry.
this is what a lot of people have said. Some people were like really hyped for it. Some people were, a little bit undecided on it still.
See, the problem with this year was like the weirdest year of showing bosses, because the Final Fantasy 15 version of the boss was also looked boring as fuck.
Yeah.
But I've seen other gameplay of it looking so cool, like where they're like just versing like normal packs of enemies, and it looked way cooler than the boss fight. And I was like, I feel Scalebound probably is suffering the same thing right now, where they showed just a really boring
Lame area.
boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a really just lame
But
area.
they just wanted to show off like the look of a cool boss.
Yeah,
Feel.
like I feel like Final Fantasy 15 and Scalebound did the same thing, and this year they probably, instead of showing bosses, I feel they should have shown like other normal gameplay of like what you're gonna be doing for like 90% of it instead of like the 10% of like boss fights.
Yep.
Because I don't know, like I feel in most games, like I feel boss fights are kind of more boring than actual normal gameplay
Yeah.
in
Some of them
most
are.
games these days. Yeah, so I don't know. I usually like core gameplay loops more than like boss loops, but whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it looked pretty like I think it looked good, but like yeah, I agree the demo was boring, but I could see where its potential lies for this game, and it's Platinum Games. Like they've made some crazy good games, like the Bayonetta series and stuff like that. So they know how to make a game. It's just I don't think they know how to show a demo.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So.
I mean, I guess it's more of a we'll see what happens. And yeah, the guy as well with Final Fantasy 15 had trouble. It seemed like he had trouble taking down the boss, or the move he was doing just wasn't working.
Yeah.
and a couple
Yeah,
of people said that.
That Final Fantasy fucking 15 bucks, man. It was a snooze fest.
Because that was
Holy
like, that was the, I guess that's what happens when you run that's the risk you run when you play a live demo on stage.
Yeah.
Where you might have technical difficulties like Uncharted 4, where the guy was standing still because the game was frozen for 30 seconds, and like, yeah, it's just, you gotta, it's, yeah, I guess it's technical difficulties, it happens. But Recall was another one of the games that looked really cool. 5 different robot companions to do different abilities to help your player do different tasks throughout the world. Thoughts?
I liked the look of the game. I did.
Yep.
And the robots almost looked like they're from Borderlands, in all honesty.
Mm-hmm.
The art style was more Borderlands than I expected from the year before's trailer.
Yep.
Because the year before trailer was like CG, right?
Mhm.
But I sort of expected it to still be in that sort of aesthetic, but it kind of turned more cartoony, which
Yeah.
isn't a bad thing. Like, I thought it looked pretty good, and like the platforming actually looked interesting. I haven't seen a platformer with interesting platforms in a long time, so
So, platform?
Platform.
yeah, it's creating a solid platform for my interest.
Ooh.
I would believe my platform would be the same platform as your platform.
Oh,
Ooh.
platforms.
Ooh. I guess we'll skip over Final Fantasy 15 because we kind of discussed that just before.
It looks pretty.
It
We'll
does.
just
It,
say
it looks good.
pretty, but they fucked up on that demo. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But it still look. If you go on the internet and actually type in like Final Fantasy, core gameplay, and you see it, it's fucking cool.
Yeah,
But
it looks
that
good,
demo
but that
was
demo wasn't
terrible. Oh man.
good. Yeah, I mean, it can leave a bit of an impression though. One bad trailer.
Yeah.
Or gameplay for people. So
Yeah.
hopefully they can recover from that because other gameplay I've seen looks really good.
Hell yeah.
Looks very fun.
Teleporting to swords when you throw them, that's fucking legit.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a cool mechanic.
Yeah. Next up was another prediction we got right was Dead Rising 4. Frank
Hell yeah.
West is making his return
Frank
to the series. Weapons look awesome and as crazy as ever, and we're guessing holiday 2016 release.
2016.
Because in the trailer there was a lot of Christmassy stuff, so I'd assume that it's coming out just in time for that.
You didn't see where they actually said when the release date was?
Oh, no, I did not.
It said holiday 2016.
Oh, true. Were you right? You right?
I love it.
Playing it off like he didn't know. He knew the whole time.
God bless.
Yeah, so that was a prediction we got right. Looks still pretty grungy, like Dead Rising 3. Hopefully not as many bugs as Dead Rising 3.
Hopefully it runs in
So,
a good...
hey, that's
unlike
a part of
Dead
the game. Bugs are a part of the game.
Not as bad as they had it. Yeah, so that's cool. We'll wait and see a bit more for it later. But next up was Forza Horizon 3. The demo was being played on an Australian map.
Because it's Australia.
Which we thought was pretty cool. Because we very rarely see Australian maps being showcased.
No, the entire map is just Australia.
Oh,
that's where it's at.
Ah.
Yes, it's just.
Oh,
it's
okay. I
just
thought the demo
Australia.
was just being shown in Australia.
No, the whole game's in Australia.
Oh, true. Well, it showed off like a bunch of cars, couple of like 4-wheel drives, the brand new Lamborghini. It's got seamless game joining, so you can join your friends along for the drive. Different scenes. One of the cool things was a guy was in, I want to call it like, it was almost like a dune buggy. He went off a ramp and he did a barrel roll, which looked freaking sweet. And yeah, it looked really like the environments look very, very clean, very, very nice, very, yeah,
Australia.
very just like very Australia, I guess.
Yeah.
That sums it up very well. It looked very,
Yeah.
very good. Yeah.
Yep.
And it showed off like forests, beach, outback, a couple of different scenes. So that was cool. Yeah, looked good. Anything to add or?
No,
It's a card game.
Yeah,
This is a car game.
It's a car game.
it's a Forza.
Yeah.
There's cars.
Next up was Halo Wars 2.
Whoa!
So that had the ODSTs. It had what's the name of the big
Elites,
guys?
it had
The
Brutes.
Elites, Brutes.
Yeah. So basically, the story behind it is, it's the UNSC Marines versus a bunch of the enemies put together, because on this planet, this general brute has brought the elites and the brutes together, and it's just like a clusterfuck on the other side, because this general has commanded the power of like heaps of different, of the Halo enemy races together, because
Yep.
evil. So yeah, and it's an RTS. I can't wait to have it because it's on Windows 10 now.
Yeah.
So I may actually have to upgrade back to Windows 10. Feels bad, man.
I would never do it.
That
You
launches.
can't make me.
That launches February 21st, 2017. And while we're on Halo, quickly, this wasn't announced on stage either, but Halo 6 will be releasing on Windows 10, and
Hell yeah.
apparently coming in 2018.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
can
I'm
see that.
hearing.
So
That's what I'm
hopefully in
hearing.
2 years,
Yeah.
they'll fix the bugs for Windows 10.
Yep.
Hope so.
I want to play Halo. Hell yeah, it's about time they brought that shit to PC.
Yeah, so that'll also be interesting in a competitive scene.
Yeah, for sure.
Does it now give people the option of playing on PC or Xbox for competitive scenes? We don't know. We'll find out. But I just thought I'd add that quickly because even though it wasn't announced there, it has been announced. Next up was Gwent, the Witcher card game.
Woo!
Next up is State of Decay 2.
Yep, good.
It seems to offer 4-player multiplayer, which is awesome because that's what people were asking for in State of Decay.
I like State of Decay.
As
I
did
thought
I.
State of Decay was really cool.
Yeah, it was a very fun
Dedicate
game.
the state.
Yep.
Okay.
I dedicate the state.
Oh man.
Next up was Minecraft. They announced crossplay with Realms, so you can play on. They announced it for Windows devices to start off, so Windows 10 PC, Xbox, and did they mention it for mobile? I believe they did. But they also plugged the Oculus version, that you can play the game in Oculus, and it
They
was
had
just a bit of a.
Carmack.
Hey, yeah,
had
John
Carmack.
Carmack, which was really interesting. Like, Geordie and I were watching the stream together, and we were like, wow, this is really interesting. John Carmack, the creator of Doom, is playing Minecraft.
And the Oculus, or
And Oculus.
helped create the Oculus,
Yeah,
is
So-
playing Minecraft on stage.
that was like the weirdest thing
It
ever.
was so weird. It was so weird.
Yeah, it's very strange.
You made Doom, sir.
Next up was Inside, which is the new game from the Limbo developers. Very little shown from that as
I
well.
feel it needed like the Illuminati like music in the background though,
Mhm.
because I felt that actually would have gone well with this like thing,
Yeah,
like from like snippets. It was a very mysterious looking game.
Yeah.
Like it looked like what's the word? Isolating almost.
mhm.
Like it felt like the character that was in it just like isolated from everything.
Yeah,
So it looks cool though.
yeah.
And according to the guy at Xbox ID, it's one of the greatest games he's ever played,
Yeah.
and he cannot wait for you to have it.
That's-
So that's some
that's
pretty
hype.
big words
Yeah.
already coming out. So,
I mean, Limbo was really good, so if that's anything to go off, it's good news. And as well, Limbo is now free on Xbox for any of you who don't already have it. So that's
Good.
yeah, it's a good game, really good game. Then they announced an update for The Division with the Underground DLC coming this month and first to Xbox One. So that's just part
and
of the
then
partnership
there's
deal.
the last DLC was the next DLC after that was called Survival,
Survival.
and basically it makes New York colder,
Ooh.
and there's less water and
Ooh.
food.
Ooh.
And that's basically what I got from the trailer.
Okay.
They're just like, "Ooh, it's hard to survive out here, my friends. It's cold." I'm like, "Oh
Yep.
God."
You right?
Whatever. I don't know. It looked like mediocre DLC at best. But-
Yeah. Oh well, I think that's been the general consensus for the division. Pretty mediocre.
I already have people who've sold the game.
Yeah. Next up was Tekken 7. Some
Holy
gameplay
shit.
was shown. It's slated for an early 2017 release. And Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is free for gold members.
Should I say that one 10 times in a row?
Yeah.
Tekken Tag 2, Tekken Tag 2.
Looks
Can we
pretty
talk about the
good.
man who was... Can we talk about the man who came out on stage for this?
Yeah.
He's wearing a fucking kimono, and he was just like wearing like the Morpheus glasses. And he was just speaking straight Japanese. It was amazing. There was just this really nervous looking like translator next to him in a nice suit, and then this Japanese man who was really short with Morpheus glasses and a white kimono, and he just kept doing like giant hand movements, like putting out his eyes, just like oi hoi, and he just kept going. It was amazing.
He was so hype about it though. He was like,
he was so excited for you to see Tekken 7. He was so excited.
have no idea who he was, but he was hype.
I'm pretty sure he's the game director.
Oh,
but
game
whatever.
director.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
look pretty good. Yeah, classic Tekken, I guess, on the Xbox. Finally, we'll just kind of breeze through these for Xbox. They're now going to have custom Xbox controllers, which you can order from their site. Xbox Play Anywhere, so buy it for Xbox, and you get for PC for free, or vice versa.
Controllers also, apparently, in the US, they're $70, and then for a custom one, it's $80 in
80.
US.
Okay,
Yep.
so only $10 more.
Yep.
Okay, so that's not bad, because people were expecting it to be a bit more expensive, but you can change like the buttons, you can change the skin color. Yeah, so that's something interesting. They also announced the launch of clubs, communities, and arena to verse and play other people in the community. One thing that I thought it would be good for clubs was people. They announced that you could have like people searching to do different things, so I thought that would be really good in terms of trophy hunting or achievements. And the last thing that I noticed at the EA Xbox press conference was they re-showed the exact same Battlefield trailer that we saw from EA, and that was very strange.
Resident Sleeper.
Yeah, I guess, and I think
it's
a
a
lot
good
of people
trailer.
blacked out for that.
But, I don't know. Maybe just some people didn't go to the EA one.
Yeah.
So, maybe it was for them. I have no idea.
Who knows? But I just found that very strange. And yeah, they ended with the Project Scorpio, which we mentioned earlier. Next up, we have the PC. To start off, they had some new AMD tech announcements. Walking Dead Season 3, Absolver, which is a new game by Devolver Digital, Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord, Mirage, Arcane Warrior from the Chivalry guys, Dawn of War 3, Arma 3 Apex, Mafia 3, Lords of Fallen, The Surge, which is like a sci-fi Dark Souls game, Serious Sam for the VR, Killing Floor Incursion for the VR, Super Hot VR, and Observer, which is a sci-fi horror. Which of those?
Let me just correct one of these. That Lords of the Fallen, the game that is a new one that is not called Lords of the Fallen. It's by the guys that made Lords of Fallen. I already forget what its name was, but basically think of it as sci-fi Dark Souls. So
The Surge. It's beneath it.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's made by the guys who.
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
I like the look of Absolver. It's coming out next year, it said, and it's got like a combat. It's all using your hands and your feet, so it's like It seems like it's kind of like an open world thing where you go fight people and whatnot, and you have buddies you can come along with you. You can play with other people and whatnot, and you just have to take it like it's about energy management and like while you're fighting, resting and blocking at the same time. It's pretty cool.
I think we may have mentioned that one on the podcast previously.
Yeah, and like no one has faces. Everyone wears masks.
Ooh,
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it now. I didn't even fucking see this game.
Yes, neither did Alex until I brought it up earlier.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Nice. Which ones are you guys keen for on that list, just quickly? I'm keen for Walking Dead Season 3, Mountain Blade 2, and Super Hot in VR would actually be pretty good, I reckon. And probably Absolver, if that's a decent game.
Probably Dawn of War 3, and I don't know, The Surge, Sci-Fi Dark Souls could be cool, and then probably Absolver just from looking at those pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the same as Jordy.
Same as Jordy. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, so that's just like roughly the PC wrap up. It was just announcing some games and yeah, there you go. So just pretty simple. Next up was Ubisoft. Now, Ubisoft had a really long press conference. I think they went half an hour over their allotted time limit, so like it went for an hour and a half. And yeah, they started with Ghost Recon Wildlands, which looks like, as we said last year, after last year's wrap-up, looks a lot like an open-world version of The Division. We saw some gameplay, and Jordy, you might be able to help me clarify, or Braden. Did it look like it was one person playing the game and switching between 4 different characters, or was it 4 people playing the game?
Four people.
It was 4 people?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair. Yeah, I was unsure about that, but...
Wait, what? How?
No,
one was flying a helicopter, the other one was on a motorbike, the other one were in a car.
I was unsure because, like, in some of those games you can do like character switches.
Yeah, but
Oh, did you think it was like a single player story thing?
Yeah.
Oh no,
'Cause-
that was the classic Ubisoft like multiplayer. Hey guys, what if we made it scripted and it sounded really cool? That's what that was.
Okay.
It wasn't actually characters talking. That was multiplayer people, if they were communicating to each other. Which is, they need to stop
lame.
doing that for the reason it doesn't sound
Authentic.
real at all.
Yeah.
Because if it was me and Brandon, be like, hey Brandon, can you fucking kill him already? Please God. Like, it would just be, like, that's what it would be like. No one's like, alright, yep, alright, on 3, 2, 1. Go. Like,
Yeah, like...
and it's just like, hey, you need a hand? Oh no, man, I got this. Boom, 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 boom. It's just like, all right, I'm watching you 6. Yeah, cool, man. Like, no one talks like that. Like, you better watch my ass, or I'll come and get you. Like no one talks like it's a movie. So they really need to stop doing that for their games, because like, you literally just got duped into thinking they were single player characters.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I did. I 100% got duped.
no.
Because I have seen that in games before where it's like you have 4 people in a team and you just like switch between.
Yeah.
Like, do you reckon that's what it'd be like for single player version of this game, or is it? Do you think only online,
no, Alex.
only multiplayer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Fair. But yeah, that
Apparently,
looked
I've
pretty
been
good.
I've been watching some people talk about it though, and they said it's really buggy right now. Well, they said it's early alpha,
Okay.
but they also said it's really buggy. So hopefully they can fix a lot.
Yeah.
So
Take that for what it is, kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. Next up was Watch Dogs 2. And something they announced was that you can play the entire game without killing a single person, which I found kind of interesting. So you can play the pacifist.
You use a 3D printed taser.
Nice.
So if you don't want to kill anyone, you don't have to.
Yeah. There you go. Jordy, what did you think?
It looked like Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
I would have to agree.
But I think it looks, in my opinion, it looks like it's going to be better than Watch Dogs 1 for the sake that the character finally isn't serious, and it's fucking over the top. Like, he was talking to a guy that had an LED like hockey mask on with like eye emotes and stuff. Like, it's finally recognized that it should be like a dumber thing, and like the story shouldn't be taken too seriously. He's like, they killed my niece. Like, like, I don't know. I think it's gonna be better for the sake that I don't think they're gonna take it too seriously now. And for me, that'll just be better, because Aiden Pierce was a fucking piece of cardboard.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like a Watch Dogs game though. Like, if you didn't like the core gameplay mechanics of Watch Dogs 1, you're not gonna like Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah. Fair. Next up, they announced a game called Steep. And before we go into this, there was a game I played not long ago called Snow. And it very much reminds me of this, except it's got a few more different things you can do in it. So Steep is like an open world snow action sports game. You can ski, you can paraglide, you can snowboard, and you can wingsuit in first or third person.
Hell, you know I'd just wingsuit.
And then they're like,
That's it.
you all run down the same mountain and then you compete with your friends for different times and better scores. And I was just like, sick.
Yeah. I thought this was only a VR game.
Nah, it's
Oh, okay. I was
Just
under the
for VR.
impression that this was just for VR.
Oh, is it? It could
I
be.
don't know because when I was looking at the first person, it felt like I had a headset on.
Okay.
Like,
No, it didn't.
Maybe it
didn't
could
look
be
like it's
VR.
I feel like it would work really well in VR, but
Like the
I don't think
wingsuiting
it's-
would be cool in VR.
yeah,
for
I
sure.
don't think it's gonna be just for VR.
I thought it was.
No.
Mm.
Oh.
But it's a strange game. Like when you think about it, like it's just snowboarding and and all that type of stuff. And I find it a weird concept for a game. You know what I
Like,
mean?
I think, was it Geordie I gave you the code for Snow?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, and it seems very similar to that, where it's just like you are doing that sort of thing. Like, you're just doing snow sports.
Yeah.
Yeah. But except
And
this one's got a few more sports, but I don't know. It's
wouldn't.
interesting. It's not something that I think I would buy. But, because, I don't know, I already have Snow, and it just seems like that sort of game. But,
And if you want a wingsuit,
yeah.
go play Far Cry.
yeah, exactly. That'd be a really good implementation to add to Far Cry, actually, the VR for the wingsuit, because that was really good.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's about that for Steep. Next up was South Park: The Fractured Butthole, coming
Yeah.
December 6th. And they had that.
But
Yes, I did. They had the whole thing with Matt Stone and Trey Parker on stage again, and I really
This was-
feel like they are not suited for like those on-stage press conferences.
Why? I thought it was the best thing about Ubisoft.
I don't know.
loved
They,
it. I thought it was the funniest part of the whole thing, and it was the only bit worth watching.
I don't know. I just don't know if they're like what it was. Hard to say. Like, yeah,
Nah, I liked it. That was my favorite part of the Ubisoft conference.
fair. For those who pre-order the game, get a free copy of The Stick of Truth if you haven't already played it.
in all honesty, if you're gonna get this one, you would have assumed you've already finished the other one or played the other one.
Yeah.
But I like what they've done with the game. It's different. Like like the combat, completely different. It's like Fire Emblem. Like
Mixed
if you ever play like Pokemon Conquest, it's kind of like that as well. It's like
It's a tile system.
yeah,
on the
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like that they've completely mixed it up and gone from instead of doing like fantasy races and like that type of stuff into like superheroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like they're using what has happened in the show. What's cool. Well, what I really liked about the first one, like
With the coon.
the key.
Yeah.
Like when like when you went through that game and things came up, you're like, I remember that episode. I remember that episode. That was a good episode. And then you're like, I just want it to be like that again because it is.
It will be.
Yeah.
I have a strong suspicion it will
But
be.
like they did so much in the first one, and apparently this game's longer, a lot longer.
Hell yeah.
So I'm pretty freaking keen because I did finish the other game in like 2 to 3 days.
Hey, did you watch the backstory trailer, Brayden?
that was
Uh,
funny.
Where they tell you your character's backstory?
Isn't it? I thought the backstory was like yes, it's from the first game.
No. There's like a backstory.
Your
After this podcast.
douchebag's actual backstory for when he's a superhero. Because
Oh
Carmen
no,
makes
I haven't
After the
What's-
podcast,
watch that. You're going to love it.
Because well, I think I saw a bit of it. But there was people talking over the top of it, so I couldn't hear anything.
Uh,
So I was just watching some because I didn't get to watch that because I was out, and then I went back to watch it just before.
yeah. When you get the chance, though, have a look at that trailer, and I think you'll
I'll
have a
rather
bit
just
of a
wait
giggle.
till the game comes out. I'll rather just wait till the game comes out.
Fair.
I don't like getting hypey.
And yeah, they ripped into DC and Marvel a little bit, so
Good.
that was
What do you expect to
Took
sell?
shots.
They rip into everything.
yeah.
Yep.
Next up was For Honor, They showed some story campaign, and it features 3 main clans: Vikings, Knights, and Samurais. So, yeah. It just looks like Chivalry with a bit of a story mission to it, if you ask me. Any details you want to add to that, or?
It's all, apparently they're all fighting because of some chick.
Yeah.
What her name was, but, like,
Yeah.
who cares?
I don't know. I'm not too sold on it as of
Yeah,
yet.
I mean, I already own Chivalry. I just look at this and I'm like, it's just a pretty version of Chivalry, so...
Yeah. That's. I think that's what we all thought about it last year as well.
You're right.
And they haven't really expanded on it too much, apart from the fact that it's got a story campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that. The Division, we'll come back. That's got some news. They had. So if you're a member of the Ubisoft Club, you receive 3 special outfits when Underground is released. You receive a Ghost Recon, Rainbow Six, and a Splinter Cell skin. Yeah, they always try and hype up a game with skins for some reason, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's that. That's that. Just Dance 2017 will be coming to the Nintendo NX as well as PS4 and Xbox One, and I thought it was particularly interesting that they announced that it's coming to the NX since like that hasn't even really been formally announced.
It's just trying to get hype behind things.
Hey?
It's just trying to get hype behind things.
Yeah. I guess that's all you could really put it down to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Next game that we saw was Star Trek Bridge Crew, and I told my dad about this because we watched Star Trek together, and we were kind of hype about this, but we saw the trailer and it was like, it looked we're kind of unsure about it, and we also thought the graphics were kind of crap, being honest.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's one of those things, whenever games in VR, I feel you have to be in VR to like actually see how it's going to be.
Yeah.
So it'd be hard to tell.
But I like the concept of that game, like a Star Trek Bridge Crew. Like, I mean, they had 4 people playing the game, but I mean, if I could play the game with 1 or 2 people, that'd be cool, because like that could be a game I could see playing with my dad. Like, like really, because like that's something that we enjoyed and something that we had fun with. But yeah, that'd be like something fun to play, and I guess that would resonate with a couple of like Star Trek fans as well, because there hasn't really been a Star Trek game apart from that crappy like co-op game which came out a few years ago and was awful. It was really bad. Next game was Grow Up, which is the sequel to Grow Home. Yeah. And
cool.
they had a French guy on stage and tried to hype that up. He didn't do a great job with it.
Yep.
Yeah. Braden, Jordy, anything to add to that?
Hey.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I'm of the same opinion. Then they added some new Trials DLC called Trials of the Blood Dragon. Yeah.
So they put Far Cry, Blood Dragon, and Trials together.
Yep. Pretty much.
Apparently, you can get off the motorbike and shoot things.
That'd be sick.
When I saw the like the cover for it, I'm like, wait, hasn't this already come out?
Yeah.
I think it was the Far Cry one.
Yeah.
And I went, oh wait.
Like DLC for Far Cry, Blood Dragon.
Yeah, I've already seen this.
Yeah. They also showed this Eagle Flight, which was a VR game. I'm just not sold on that game. It's like you fly around as an eagle.
Birds.
Yeah.
You're a bird, you pick up a bunny rabbit, and you take it to a nest.
Yeah. It's like, and they said it's just like, capture the flag. It's literally just capture the flag. But it seems like it could be very nauseating.
It's just tech demos. Like,
yeah.
These aren't games. Like, I don't know. But then I guess, I mean, that's pretty hypocritical because, like, what's that game everyone likes? Rocket League? That's just putting a ball in a fucking hole. So I guess this is kind of like the same.
But you don't like sports games. That's the thing, Jordy.
Yeah, but I see this bird game as a sports game.
Yeah. I could see it, like, just watching it was very, like, nauseating, though.
I didn't
Little
get North.
bit.
No, I didn't get it.
No.
They
I
weren't
could see it
like
a little
turning
bit.
upside. They weren't turning upside down or anything. Like
Yeah,
they'll just take corners sharply.
that's true. I don't know. It's as you said, it's a bit of a tech demo. I don't know. And also because it's Ubisoft's birthday year, 30th birthday, I think they said. They're giving a
Yep.
free game every month for the rest of the year on Uplay. So if you download Uplay, they'll have a free game section. The free game for this month is Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. So that's an old classic if you want to get on that. Just have to have Uplay to play it. So, yeah.
You get locked out of your account like I did.
Yeah, unless you get locked out of your account. Yeah, but that's pretty cool that they're doing that. Hopefully they have some good games come out with this.
Yeah, good games.
Yeah, good games. And the last thing that they showed at Ubisoft's excruciatingly long press conference was that the Assassin's Creed movie got its rating, and it's PG-13. Like, I was so hype after that trailer, and I was like, but then they said, 90% of it, 80% of it will be outside of the Animus, only 20% will be in, and now they're saying it's PG-13. So it's just like, I'm losing interest real quick.
It
We're gonna
needs
see
to be
nothing.
MA or R. It
Yeah.
needed to have lots of blood and slitting throats. What
Yeah.
is happening?
Now it's just gonna be like, no, it's Assassin's Creed. It's a kid-friendly game. Ubisoft are a family-friendly company.
Not when you have Aisha Tyler as your host.
Yeah.
She dropped an
A
F-bomb in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. Just like, for those of you drinking at home,
Fuck you.
pretty much. So yeah, that was the Ubisoft press conference. Was there anything out of that you guys are really keen for?
Just South Park, really.
South Park?
Yes,
I
South
thought-
Park, Watch Dogs, and I don't know if they give me an Egyptian or Japanese Assassin's Creed announcement next year. That'd be cool.
Well, there was an Assassin's Creed announcement. Just happened to be the movie.
Yeah, just happened to be the fucking movie.
I'm keen for the Star Trek Bridge Crew game if it's a good game, and the free games.
You're right.
And potentially Ghost Recon Wildlands, depending.
Yeah.
Next up was PlayStation. So PlayStation opened with a huge orchestral number with the guy developing music. For which game was it, Geordie? Was it
God of War.
for God of War? True.
That's why they opened with it.
Yeah. So it was just a guy who was orchestrating this. It was in the theater. It was back in the theater because they really liked the idea of it being like a creative place. And it opened with God of War, and so it seems to be a hard reboot. We are unsure though.
It's both. It's
both
a
a sequel
reboot in
and
the
a
sense
reboot?
it's now it's a reboot in the sense now it's based around Norse
Mm-hmm.
like mythology instead of the Greek mythology, but it's a continuation of the story because you have your kid.
Yeah, seemed a bit like Dad's
Yeah.
Simulator for a bit of it. But yeah, Kratos is noticeably older in this.
Hey, how else you gonna know how to look after a child?
Oh, he's much older in this.
Yeah, no, he's
Heap-
grey and bearded, very grizzled. But yeah, was teaching his son how to fight and hunt and do some stuff like that. And one noticeable thing was you get like skills or points for it, for doing certain tasks like archery and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it looks more like an Uncharted game now, or like a Last of Us.
Yeah.
Like just how they like set it out. It kind of like it looks really good though. Like how they're setting it out. Like I feel like the kid's gonna be kind of like a crutch like Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel that the kid will be used for gameplay as well, where like you'll have to throw him into like maybe smaller areas and like stuff like that, which is maybe why they showed that thing where he said he's now ready.
Yep.
So they'll probably have to go on some crazy adventure and do something. So I feel like now it's gonna have more than just Kratos as the only dynamic, but like he'll be like the heavy lifter, but then the kid he'll also help.
Yeah, and
know what I
one thing we both said during that trailer was we were unsure if, say, Kratos or the kid will die in this game, because like they didn't. Of course, they wouldn't spoil that, but yeah, just something that we
Kill the
were
kid.
unsure about on whether.
Yeah.
Kid.
Yeah. And also, I'd like to mention, like, during this press conference, after God of War had been announced, Sean Layden came out on stage, and I mean, it was really simple, but just like gave a quick, like, mention about the Orlando shootings, and I thought that was really, really good as well.
I thought he did that. I thought he did that at the start.
Oh, was that?
Before he
Oh,
announced God of War. He did that at the very start.
yeah, he did. My bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was a nice touch. But yeah, next was Last Guardian, and just showed some quick gameplay. And so we'd all seen that little bird dog creature. Apparently, there's more than one, and it comes out October 2016.
Doesn't it come out the 25th of October 2016?
Last Guardian release date.
I think so. It might be that. I thought I read 20 somewhere, but maybe I was just tripping.
Nah. Oh yeah, October 25th. October 25th, 2016. So there you go.
Man, I can't believe that game got a release date.
Yeah. About
Hilarious.
after all that time, and last year me saying Last Guardian will come, and then it came, and now it's getting released. Amazing.
No, it didn't happen. Didn't
happen.
Hasn't been
It's just-
released yet.
It will never be released.
They'll just keep
Yeah.
pushing back that date, and everyone will cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 15 was shown that you get to play as Prompto, and there's a VR mission.
Yep.
Another one VR mission.
Another
Yep.
one.
And another
Another
tech demos.
Yeah.
Another.
Pretty much. But I guess they'll count that in their list of VR games, because they said 50 VR games coming by the end of the year. So they'll count that, I reckon,
you're
including the mission. Next was Horizon Zero Dawn. The gameplay looks really good and really pretty. Some of the lines are cheesy. The map, they didn't fully zoom out on the map.
But it looked huge.
It looked
huge.
huge. It's got a crafting system and resource collection, and it's got the branching speech options, but it's not like... I don't know how branching it will be, because like it was one of those ones where you answer one and then it grays out after you've said it. It's sort of like Fallout,
Yeah.
where it had somewhere it was just like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was my game of E3.
Hmm.
Like, and it looked so good to me. Like, this is the game that just like appeals to me. It looked like a combination of like The Witcher and like it's like graphics fidelity and stuff like that meets like, I don't know, fucking robots. Like it looks so good, and like just like finding the actual weaknesses of like monsters and stuff.
Yep.
And like creatures is like one of my favorite things to do in games. So like where you had to like pull apart the robot for it to like put its like fusion coil thing out that like powered it to like kill it off. Like I love that stuff where you have to like pick apart like a thing to actually find like its weakness, and like yeah, I don't know. The gameplay of it looks so sweet. Like
Yeah. No, it looks very
feels bad
very
I
good.
don't know PlayStation.
They also gave some...
Get a PlayStation.
Yeah, you should, man. They also gave like some quick insights
just
into
like
the
to skip.
story of like the darkness, I guess, that was making some of these creatures turn evil, corrupt them. Yeah. So that was interesting. We'll see where that leads, I guess, later on when the game comes out. But yeah, that was it looks very good as it did last year.
Jordan's pick of E3.
Guerrilla Games killing it, man.
Thumbs up.
Yep. Next was Detroit Become Human. It's a lot like the other Quantic games that we've seen in the past. Norman Jayden, same guy in this game, playing another character. But it had a lot of branching options. Most of them will end up you doing the wrong thing or killing someone. But there are a lot of choices you can make, which is just like very typical of Quantic and like a Telltale Telltale style.
Yeah.
But yeah,
David Cage.
David Cage. Yeah. I'm very keen for this. I've like Quantic Games for a while, so yeah, just
You keen to play someone with 2 first names?
Oh,
Keen to
Norman
play as
Jaden.
someone-
Yeah. No, that's just the guy from Heavy Rain. It's just the same voice actor. I forgot to find out the actual guy's name. Yeah. So there you go. So PlayStation VR was next up. They've got 50 games coming out before the end of the year that will be playable on PlayStation VR. We didn't see the Guerrilla's other game that was shown last year, but I'm sure that will be coming out pretty soon. It comes out on October 13, and it launches at $399 US and $549 Australian. So that's not
So
bad.
much money.
Yeah, so much money. Yeah, but not bad for price point compared to other headsets on the market. But as I said, if I'd buy a VR headset, I reckon I'd be going the Vive.
Yeah.
Braden, you used the Vive.
I've used them all actually.
You've used them all. Okay.
Besides PlayStation at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So
So you've used Oculus Vive.
Yep.
Have you used Samsung Gear VR?
yes, I have.
Okay.
That's the one I was mainly using. That and Oculus last semester,
Okay.
or like earlier this year, and I liked the Oculus. It was good.
Mm-hmm.
The Vive I used to play a horror game not too long ago, and that was really good. Like it worked really well. It was super smooth. It felt good. I didn't get like.
So from
Which
your
game?
personal experience, what feels more comfortable and which one has the better screen?
Probably the Vive.
The Vive? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what the general consensus has been for a while now.
The Samsung for your phone
Yep.
is more for people who are doing things on the fly and don't want to buy all these extra things to go with it, and you can just use your phone.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the cheaper option that you can just do things on the fly with.
It's like mobile games
But you
with
can-
those like
it's-
VR videos.
Yeah, it really, but it's not that powerful because you have to use your phone and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Next up was Resident Evil 7 in
Woo!
VR. And that Geordie was pretty spooked.
I was like having fucking none of it. I was waiting. I was like fucking clenching my hands to like my shoulders and shit. And I was like, not like this. Not like this. I probably said that like 80 times.
I was just like waiting for something scary to happen and it didn't come. Like, because I was expecting
I've watched
something.
people play I've watched people playing the demo now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Oy. Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, no, it's good. Resident Evil, I think, really needed a new creative direction and a really hard reboot. And I think this is it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think a first-person horror game that it's very like PT-esque is like a good direction for the franchise.
Yeah.
Like, forget all the old lore and shit of it. Like, I think Resident Evil did need to go in a brand new direction because clearly it was not working with the action zombie genre. So, you know, because a lot of people are doing action zombie genres better than them. Like,
yeah.
So, you know, I think this is good for them. It's a good hard reset. So,
Good looking horror game though, like in terms of aesthetic and
oh
that
yeah,
sort of stuff.
Yeah,
And it looked very suited to VR as well.
I got a really Resident Evil, not Resident Evil. Fuck. What's the one? What was the other like horror game from like back in the day? Silent Hills.
Silent Hills.
I thought
yeah.
this was Silent Hills
Hmm.
because
Oh,
because it just felt like when I also watched the demo, you had to like actually get things like bolt cutters to open like locks and stuff, and then like I was like, oh shit, what if hands are gonna come out of the locks and kill you? And it's gonna be like one of those things of like how to get the thing inside the thing without not letting the thing kill you, and like really like puzzle based sort of stuff. And I kind of really got that Silent Hills like 2 vibe from it, and
Mhm.
like that's good because that was a great horror game for its time. So
Yeah,
You
definitely.
can't to play that shit.
yeah.
Next up was just a quick indie game from Impulse Gear called Farpoint. It's a VR first-person shooter
In space.
in space. Yeah.
Space.
and very few details are known on that so far. Yeah, that's interesting. Star Wars Battlefront, they mentioned again the VR mission where you fly an X-wing. They also mentioned a Batman Arkham VR.
Yeah, I don't know what if that's gonna be like an actual real. I mean, it's made by Rocksteady, who said they weren't gonna do Batman anymore, ever.
I guess they have the license.
I'm just wondering if this is just gonna be a tech demo game, or if it's actually gonna be a fully fledged Arkham game.
Yeah.
But the fact that they have VR after it makes me very suspicious.
Yeah. Nadeshot played this game and he said he got very queasy playing it because they had it on the show floor to play. And
was he using?
No. It was using PlayStation VR.
Oh.
And he said he was getting a bit like nauseous playing it, and he had to sit down after it.
I think you need the movement. I think you need to move when you play VR.
Yeah.
Because that's just, unless you're like one of those people that's like impervious, like, right, people that don't get motion sick at all. Like, even if you're a person that just gets slightly motion sick, I feel VR is going to just knock you around just way too much. Like, I feel you need to be up and actually moving because your brain is telling you, like, how you moving without moving right now. Like, it just gets confused and then it feels sick because it doesn't understand that how it's possible that you're moving but not.
But he,
you know what I mean?
He was saying that he had used like the Oculus and the Vive before and he hadn't gotten that feeling. But he was getting that feeling, and I'm not sure if it's just the PlayStation headset or if it's, say, the game. But
yeah, I mean, it is
did
Batman.
say he was queasy.
Like, you're moving pretty fast and frantically. Maybe he just hasn't moved very fast in the other headsets, but maybe it is just the Morpheus itself. So, you know.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, next up was a very interesting addition to the...
we got so hypey at this part.
Yeah, we were very excited. We heard the theme music, and then Sean Layden walks across the stage, and the sand, the footprints,
and the
shadow was on the stage with the projectors, and Crash Bandicoot makes his announcement, makes his return to the PlayStation 4. Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and Time Warped or 3 are making a HD remaster, they're being remastered for the PlayStation 4. And I was like, woo! I was like so hyped for that.
And then I was waiting for them to go, and now we're creating a new one. But then instead they said, also, he will be in Skylanders. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, everyone was just like, you could hear like the buzzkill in the crowd.
Yeah,
it was just like, everyone was
really
just like...
kind of good. Like people were still like excited, but like it went from like, you see people like just going, oh, like their mouths just hanging down. And then they're just like, and also... another great announcement, and then people were just about to lose their fucking mind because they thought a new Crash Bandicoot like 4 was coming or something, and then they're like, he's coming to Skylanders, and then like, oh.
Yeah, everyone was just like, okay.
Besides that one lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got real hype.
But everyone was like, everyone was so hyped for like Crash Bandicoot, and I think that the only reason they showed Skylanders, as I said to Geordie, would be like just because of I guess that partnership deal, because Activision have been nice enough to let up the rights and allow it to be remastered for the PlayStation, so I guess that was just their one little plug.
Yeah.
Same with Lego Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because I guess like Disney's like, okay, you can show Star Wars at your press conference if you plug Star Wars Lego, which comes out in 2 weeks. And it was like, okay, fair enough. That's part of our deal. Because right after Crash Bandicoot, they showed that Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered is coming 30 days early to the PlayStation 4.
That's fucked up.
That's huge. That's
terrible.
Yeah. That's huge, though. 30 days. That's a long amount of time.
That's a long ass time. I mean, all the Call of Duty people have already moved to the PS4 though, because that's where it is now. So they're gonna enjoy it, but like, fucking hell, man. I mean, I was gonna wait for it anyway until they singularly sell it by itself, because I don't want Infinite Warfare.
So, do you think by announcing that it is coming to PS4 solo, because they said it's coming like Modern Warfare Remastered is coming 30 days early to PS4. Just by saying that, do you think it announces that it's going to be standalone?
I mean, there's obviously a standalone edition of it, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's a code that you get with your thing.
It might the early access thing might be just for PS4.
Oh,
Yeah.
beta? Oh, why would you have a beta for a game that's been out?
No,
for
as
No,
in
no,
like
no.
because it's coming out early. I meant.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
coming 30 days early.
Yeah, I don't know. That's fucking sus.
Maybe they'll be like, pre-order, leave a $50 deposit. If you leave your $50 deposit, you get the code for it.
Yeah.
Because that's how much
I don't
the base game would be or something. I don't know. But after
Yeah.
that, they transition pretty
Wait,
smoothly
the base
into...
game's gonna be $50. You high?
No, for Modern Warfare.
Yeah, you high.
$50, maybe. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare then got a new trailer, which looked a lot better than the one which had been copping a lot of flack on the internet that we'd been talking about in previous podcasts. It showed off some dogfights, it showed some shooting in space, but it looked much better at first. I was unsure if it was COD when we first saw it.
I was reassuring him like, dude, this is COD. And you're like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, it's COD. Like,
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, it looked good, but it didn't look like a COD game.
No.
It doesn't.
Was it a different engine?
I don't think
Is that
it is.
what it was?
I think it's just another. I think, man, that engine that they've been using, like the original like Quake engine, they have modified that thing so much you can't even tell it's the Quake engine anymore. Like, I think it's still that engine. They've just heavily modified it again.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll find out soon because if they're gonna tell us if it has limitations,
Yep.
if you'll know if it's not the engine because if they say this, oh yeah, there's unlimited FPS.
Yeah.
So that's how you'll know it's a new engine. Because if they're like, oh yeah, no, it's stuck to 60, then it's still Quake.
Yeah. Fair.
So,
But no, it looked really good and so surprising for a COD game.
I wouldn't say really good, but like it definitely was not as bad as that first trailer.
No.
Like, at all. Like I think they should have shown this as the reveal for Call of Duty, but you know, whatever. Just like at least this actually shows you like what some of the gameplay is gonna be. But
Yeah.
I don't think it looks even like Call of Duty anymore. It's just, I don't know. It's just
Duty.
weird.
Just
Duty.
Just Call of Space Ops.
Ops. 3.
Yep.
Next up, huge, absolutely huge. It was Hideo Kojima. They opened the curtains, they turned on the lights on the stage. He walked down, and it was awesome.
Too fast. He was beating the white
He
tiles.
beat
He
the
was
white.
so
They
excited.
started some tiles before he started moving, and then he overtook it.
Yeah, he was so excited.
You could
And
see.
then like you got like a standing applause for like a good solid like minute to 2 minutes, and then the first thing that comes out of his mouth, "I'm back," and then everyone loses their fucking mind.
my god!
Yeah.
Everyone was just like,
he
"Oh
says
my
one,
god!"
there's 2 words, and then that's it. and then he's just like, "I have for you, live, real-time footage.
Yeah.
Enjoy." And then he just puts the thumbs up and then walks away.
That
God
was it.
bless that man. That was it. That's all he
That's all you
gave us.
need.
Then he gave us Norman Reedus hugging a baby, and then
looked
the baby
up.
turns to oil, and there's fucking dead whales and shit everywhere, and then 5 floating people.
Naked Norman
Man, that-
Reedus with a
I
C-section.
I would love to just enter the mind of Hideo Kojima for just like 5 minutes, because I feel that's enough I need for a lifetime. Like, this man, I want to see what this man is actually thinking in his head, because holy shit. He
I
comes
can
up
just
with some
imagine like that first meeting with Norman Reedus. Norman, you're going to be naked. You're going to hold the baby's going to melt into oil, and this is going to be presented in front of millions of people around the world.
and there's going to be
Sick.
hundreds of dead whales and thousands of dead crabs around you.
And
You
fish.
down for this? And 5 floating figures in the air. Hell yeah.
But yeah, so very fucked up. And I think something like, as we mentioned last podcast, we were unsure if Hideo Kojima was going to be at E3 this year at all. But
I believe.
I think like it's going to be this game.
When you have an
is going to be
asset like
ages.
that, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you have an asset like that, man, you know he's coming.
But
You flaunt the asset.
Yeah.
yeah, but I think this game is still a long way off. I still think it's at least 2 to 3 years off.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't think it's coming anytime soon.
I mean, they went engine shopping, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Just not long ago, it was him and Mark Cerny, and I think it was Andrew House went with him for some of it as well. Just looking around the world for engines and new technology and stuff like that. So, but yeah.
well, maybe they found it. Well, if that was real time, maybe they found the engine and they just put that together as like a starting point.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Just get
wouldn't have
people
taken
hyped.
much. It would have been like maybe just a week of work to put that little thing together. So
Yeah.
maybe they did find the engine. Maybe that's what it looks like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even looking at that, the Norman
It
Reedus
looked good.
in this one looked better than the one in PT.
Yeah, for sure.
And they were both running on PS4 only a year apart. So it's like, it's huge.
Yep.
Absolutely huge.
Yep.
Yeah. So very, very keen to see what this is, because apart from the fact that it looks very strange and very confusing, we don't know much about it at all. Next up was Insomniac Games is making a Spider-Man game exclusive for the PS4. Yep.
Spider-Man.
Mm.
Spider-Man. Who
Yeah.
cares about Spider-Man?
And next, and the closer for the show, which I think was possibly a weak option to close the show with, was they mentioned it earlier in the show, showing a cinematic trailer, but they actually showed some gameplay for it at the end, was Days Gone, which is the new game from Sony Bend, who we haven't seen in ages. The last thing they made was Uncharted for the PS Vita. They'd also made Siphon Filter, but this was like an open world zombie game with bikies, and
It
what
also
a-
felt like an Uncharted slash, like
Last of Us.
Last of Us vibe.
Yeah,
I feel there's so many of those games now that just feel like that like look like that as well,
yeah.
which is a good thing. Those games are quality. So,
and the scurry animation was good.
yeah, the animations are getting really good. So
What's it? I was watching a video just before with the Kind of Funny guys, and they were saying that they watched this game behind closed doors, and they felt a lot better about it. Like the zombies aren't dead as such; they still have to eat, drink, and sleep.
right,
So they're still like living things.
right. So it's more of a virus.
Yeah.
than an actual
Yeah.
outbreak.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And
So it's like I forget what type of virus it is, but it's like one of the viruses from like Resident Evil 4, where it's like that village of just people that just have red eyes, but
Mhm.
they still have like pitchforks and shit, and they still act like humans and stuff like that.
yeah, so they've all still got human traits to them, and they've all still it's actually set in Oregon. So there aren't
hell
huge
yeah.
buildings
Oregon's
as such.
beautiful.
There aren't
Yeah.
big buildings as such. It's more open country land. And
Oh.
they were also saying that it's you can get like unlocks, like the guy had his gun and it had a silencer on it, and that's like a fully leveled up, I guess they said. It's like a maxed out gun, and you have to unlock skills to be able to do that. And I think they said it's a certain
Yeah, where
skill
he
tree.
he just whips the air filter off the fucking truck and puts it on as a silencer.
Yeah, so I think what
No,
they
I
said
was
was
like, what the hell?
it's going to be a certain skill tree. So like you build on trees to get like which ability or play style
So-
you want to go for.
So
I guess.
any RPG in the last decade, gotcha.
Yes, pretty much. But I don't know. Interesting to see, because Sony Bend has been
It looked good.
Sony Bend has been like out of action for ages, and I knew they'd be working on something, just didn't know it was going to be this.
Yeah.
No,
I think it looked.
no news for the Vita. Vita is dead.
Yeah.
Good.
Rip in peace.
Yeah, only indies working on that now, but they didn't showcase anything for it. Yeah, that's about it for PlayStation.
No, Xenoverse too.
Xenoverse wasn't shown, but
Yeah, it was. It was shown afterwards. If you watch like the after show,
okay.
you didn't do.
I
Yeah,
didn't.
Greg was a Xenoverse too.
Yeah. Okay, Braden, you can take this one away.
Yeah, it's 7 times bigger than the first game. So like the world you can fight and all that in, and like the base world where you live basically. They've made it so there's like new modes to be able to do multiplayer things in. and apparently you can interact with up to 300 people at the same time. What's pretty cool. And because it's starting off like you're not meant to be able to fly and shit. Apparently, you start off on like hoverboards in like the main area, but then like but while you're fighting, like you can fly, but like story wise, like you learn to fly during the game. But yeah, you start off on hoverboards.
Whoa.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, so does that wrap PlayStation?
Yeah.
That wraps PlayStation.
There you go. And last but not least is Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Oh, baby, Nintendo. Nintendo. Where do we start? We have to start with the new Zelda game. What finally got its name, Breath of the Wild. This game actually looks really good. Like really good. Like the art style, like we said, actually.
Wind Waker cross.
Like, yeah, it looks really good. But the thing is, this is an open world. It's an open world like RPG Zelda game.
Have to eat and cook and...
Yeah, like the battling style looks really cool because, like in one of the demos I saw, he was fighting a troll and he hit the shield out of the troll's hand. Zelda just picked it up and wielded it straight then. Like you can knock weapons out of their hands.
Do you mean Link?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, he like knocked the shield out of his hand and then like he just picked it up and just wore it and like you can like knock weapons out of hand. How cool is that?
It's pretty cool.
So like, it was like we said it was like kind of Skyrim meets Wind Waker.
Yeah.
Like aesthetic plus gameplay wise. So that's pretty neat. Yeah, like because when I saw like pictures of like there was different like axes and stuff you could pick up, I was like, wait, what the fuck? Like there's actual weapons you can pick up and change and make better. I was like, that's cool. Yeah, I think it looked really good as well.
Yeah. I reckon that's going to be like biggest thing when it comes out. In all honesty, it's going to be huge. Next, they said more about Pokemon Go. It's releasing next month. The whole idea, they finally put out what the idea was. The whole idea is for people to get out and be active and meet other people doing it. So basically how it all works is you get Pokeballs or items by going to different landmarks in the area you live in. So that might be a shopping center or like a movie theater or something like that. That you go there and it just gives you the stuff, like the items or whatever. And then you can find the Pokemon. Say it's a water Pokemon, you of course would have to go towards like a beach or something like that. And they just said to like evolve the Pokemon, you need to catch multiple of the same ones, and then you can turn them into like shards. And then when you have enough shards, you can evolve your Pokemon. Okay. And the whole point of it is apparently there's like gyms around like your areas. So basically, I could be a gym leader if I'm strong enough, and then you would have a group of people like in your area would all aim to keep like you'll team up with them, and you keep trying to beat that person, and then your group become the gym leaders type of thing.
Okay.
So it's the whole thing's about like getting people to interact with each other.
All right.
And like adventuring and shit.
Nice.
And then they got some new Pokemon Moon and Sun info. They're doing like a battle royal mode is now a thing. It's basically like a 4-man versus. The real reason why I'm pretty sure they're doing this is a lot of YouTubers. They were doing these things called free-for-alls where the only thing you could do is a 2v2, but and like they'd fight to like the last one was alive pretty much, or like if a team won together, you kind of be like, okay, you most likely win out of these two, blah blah blah. So they kind of made this new thing to kind of work for people like YouTubers, which is pretty cool for once. Like they're working with them, so that's cool. And then they showed a couple new Pokemon, like the base ones you'll find in like the first part of the grass. So that's all right.
Yep.
Then they showed a new game called Ever-Oasis. It's like a handheld RPG based in the desert about bandits. It looked alright. Like, I thought it would be an alright game to play, so I might check it out. And then next was Dragon Quest. Legit, this looks like a Dragon Quest game, but they have 30 classes now. One being a sheep herder. You would like to be a sheep herder? You can be a sheep herder.
Fuck yeah. I'm calling him Joseph.
Sheep herder.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool races, so that's something fun what you can mix and match with your party for. And then lastly, one of the big ones they announced was Yokai Watch 2.
Okay, watch.
Yeah, if you don't know what Yokai Watch is, it's a big show that was over in Japan and whatnot.
It's basically Pokemon.
It's basically Pokemon, but it's all about coming out of watch, and like you can only see them with this watch in view of them and whatnot. And apparently the game went really well, and so they're making number 2.
Yep.
Nice. That's really good.
Yeah.
Does that wrap Nintendo, or does anyone else want to add any details? Or
They showed a bit more for the Monster Hunter game, but you've pretty much seen everything for that because it comes out next month.
fair enough. That's really good. So, now I want each of you to pick 3 games from the press from E3 that we've seen or heard, and take away your top 3 picks and your worst pick.
Oh, okay.
So,
Alright,
Top 3 and worst, okay.
yeah, so
Alright,
your
I'll-
top 3 and your number 1 worst, or which shouldn't have been there, which shouldn't or won't be shown at E3 next year, like Bethesda's cell-shaded shooter, which has disappeared. So I might start off. My
Please
top
do, 'cause I
3.
have to come out.
My top 3 games would probably be. I'm really looking forward to the new God of War. Looking forward to Fee. And I'm also looking forward to probably Dead Rising 4. Really looking forward to that. And the one game which I think shouldn't have been there, I'm gonna say Gwent. I just think I don't know. I just don't really think it's. I just don't think it was like a great game to show, or Steep. It's between Gwent and Steep for me. I just don't think they'll be around. To be honest, I don't think Steep will be around soon. I just don't think it'll ever take off.
All
Yeah.
right. My 3 is Horizon Zero Dawn.
Mhm.
After that, probably Dishonored 2.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go, I think, with oh god, I'm gonna go with the State of Decay 2.
Ooh, yeah. State of Decay 2 is a good one.
And then the one I didn't think should be there, I'm gonna go with Minecraft.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we've had so much. Like, just announce it at Minecon or something. Like,
Yeah.
that's your core audience. Like, just tell them then. We don't need more
No, I think
Minecraft. I
that
think.
that's a good answer. Actually, I like that.
All right, right.
Raids doesn't know. I have 5. I can't choose.
All right. What are your 5?
Right.
Raids.
Oh,
Raids
right.
has my number one I want is Zelda.
Okay.
The Breath. Yeah. Number 2, Fractured Butthole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Pokemon Sun and Moon, Final Fantasy 15, and I actually really want us all to go play Sea of Thieves. So I really want us to all get to Sea of Thieves.
I agree with your list pretty
Okay.
heavily.
Because I think those 5 games for me, because I don't care about shooters. So a lot of these shooter games, I give zero shits about. So these games to me are the ones that like really set it out for me. Like,
Yep.
I want them, type of thing.
Yep.
Mhm.
Fair enough.
And I would have to agree with Minecraft.
Just didn't
Or,
belong.
in all honesty, you didn't really need to show the Assassin's Creed trailer.
Movie.
Come on,
Nah.
we're here for games. That's not what this is about. So I didn't think that needed to be there. In all honesty,
Yeah, fair enough. Good call.
Yeah. No, that's good. And who do you think won the press conference? It's for me. It's
Nintendo.
tough between PlayStation and
I'm
Xbox.
gonna say PlayStation.
Yeah, PlayStation.
Yeah.
I think PlayStation. But Xbox did have a very good showing.
Xbox had a good showing ever since my old mate. What's his name? Phil Spencer.
Phil Spencer. Yeah.
Thank God. Since that man's taken over the head of Xbox, it's been a lot better the last 2 years.
Mhm.
Remember that time where they wanted to show you media
Yeah.
and movies and Netflix? Yeah, what a time to be alive that fucking was.
Mm.
I don't know who that pumpkin was before that was doing those things, but Jesus. But yeah, I mean, it was both really good years for like the big guys.
Yeah.
So like,
I'll have to say Nintendo did do a good showing in their little thing. Like,
yeah,
I'm telling you right now, that Zelda game is impressive.
Mhm.
yeah. I honestly haven't watched the gameplay yet, so I'll have to watch it.
I'll send you a link right now.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, I think PlayStation, and I think EA had the worst showing, for sure.
Yeah, EA was resident sleeper.
Yeah.
Like, just yeah. While all the other ones were basically pog champs. So
Yeah, very true. Geordie, can I get your closing statement for E3 2016?
just give me a PC version of Horizon Zero Dawn, please.
Yeah, Brayden.
The coon is coming.
Oh
Good.
god. Oh god. Text.
And my closing statement is
See you in the 7 Seas.
no. Give more details and Crash Bandicoot 4, please. That's all.
Who?
Give more details and Crash Bandicoot 4.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's all I want.
Nice.
That's about it. Well,
See ya.